Hello, my name is Michelle Quintero, and for this discussion, I will be talking about how comparison on social media impacts the mental health of adolescents. The topics that we will be going over are how social media can impact the self-esteem and mental health of adolescents, and we will also be going over research findings, limitations, and future research implications. So the question of the matter is, how does social comparison of social media impact adolescents' mental health? Well, from what I've done my research on, I see that there were three main components: social media, adolescence, and comparison theory. Within social media, um, it takes an everyday role in a teenager's life. And as they keep on using it, the usage of social media also increase. And not only that, there are various platforms that are accessible, that being TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, or any other ways that you can communicate with another person online. And second of all, adolescence. In this day of processing or developing, they are trying to find themselves. They are figuring out their self-identity as their self-esteem is increasing or lowering really depends on them. But they are extremely vulnerable at this phase. And last of all I want to talk about is social comparison theory, as it explains how an individual can evaluate themselves just by comparing themselves to other. Going on to social comparison theory, I want to dive into this just a little bit more because, like I said, individuals tend to evaluate themselves through comparison, and there are two types of comparisons, that being upward and downward. So, upward would be they would view someone and they would think that, wow, this person is doing a lot better than me. It would be regarding their physical appearance, it would be how they live their life, it would be anything that you think that you wish you had, or you feel like you're not doing enough in order to have that lifestyle. So your self-esteem tends to lower, and you create this sort of dissatisfaction within yourself saying like, "Oh, what I am doing or what I am is not enough." Downward comparison, on the other hand, is when you see someone and you compare yourself to them and you think, wow, I'm doing a whole lot better than this person. That makes me feel a little better, but only for like a minute, only for like a moment. And it's kind of hard to even be into downward comparison if you already feel like you're already having a good lifestyle. Um, going into any, going deeper into this, um, body image is a major concern regarding social comparison because there will be people out there scrolling through social media, and they will see edited photos of someone or beauty filters, and they will just think, wow, I'm not gonna reach that point. Like, I wish I had that person's body, or I wish my face was as clear as theirs, when what they're looking at is just a beauty filter. And behind the screen, maybe their skin's not as flawless as they project it to be. But the person who is comparing themselves on their phone to those posts don't know that. So they begin to feel more insecure about how they look. They tend to be like, oh, maybe, maybe I need to be like them so I can be more desirable. So that way I can feel better about myself. I want to reach that perfect image. And it's always hard to watch that or think about that when it comes to adolescents, especially since they're only so young. Moving on, validation systems and self-value. This one's also really hard because growing up on social media, you can see that there are adolescents who do blow up over what they do, how their lifestyle is, and you're just comparing yourself to them. You're looking at how many likes they have, how many comments they have, shares, followers. They could be verified on social media, and you can be the same age, and you're just wondering, what what do I need to do that? And you post something, and there's nothing. There's only like maybe some family, friends liking it, but it doesn't blow up. You don't meet your expectations, and it makes you wonder just how much people would value you in regards of social media. Moving on, mental health effects. This one was pretty interesting to me because social media itself can be a place where you can be impacted by mental health, or your mental health can be impacted because you'll have the anxiety, the depressive symptoms, poor sleep quality, or emotional stress. Anxiety revolves around why, what's going on. It's hard. Depressive symptoms, you don't want to eat. You don't want to get out of bed because you don't want to look in the mirror. And poor sleep quality, you're too involved in someone else's life to even sleep. You're stuck on your phone just to look at other people. And emotional stress, you are going over something that can be momentary, can turn into long term, if not addressed early, of course. Passive and active social media. What is it? So, passive use is when you're on your phone or your device and you're going through social media, you're just scrolling, doom scrolling, as people would say right now. And maybe you could be disassociating, maybe you could just be focused on that one person or how these people are, and you're just comparing yourselves to them, and it could only make you feel worse. Where active use of social media could be interactions, messaging other people, such as sharing, commenting, liking other people's posts. And it could be vice versa. People could do that to you, you can do that to other people. That is just how social media works. Um, Individual differences. Everybody is different. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Every single person is different. They have different personality traits. Um, there's people who would have pre-existing mental health concerns, and as they get on social media, it would get worse. Or there's people who show no signs of mental health concerns, and they it could just come to you over time as you go on social media using it in a unhealthy way. There are people who are sensitive to peer approval and some who are not. Essentially, there are different outcomes for different people. Everybody is different. As we go into limitations, there are a few that I want to discuss because from what I've seen, from what I've researched, these feel like they would be limitations to me. So first of all, I want to talk about female-centered studies. So from what I've gathered for the majority of the research articles that I have found, these these kinds of topics tend to lean towards females, young girls, and I was a little confused about that because it's not only girls or females who are going through this kind of things. There are boys, there are other genders, and just focusing on females does not represent the entire adolescence as a whole. Like it's just putting categories into the umbrella term of adolescence. And I believe that it's not just females who are going through things. I believe that there are boys and other genders who are also going through social media comparison. Their boys could be going through masculinity, toxic masculinity, athleticism, their physical appearance as well, just as females, or their just performances, or their wealth, and other genders could just they could be experiencing exclusion as if they're feeling excluded for like they don't feel like they're being represented enough from their own genders. So that is what the first limitation, I believe, is. The second one would be the rapid changing of beauty trends. So throughout time, there has been various of beauty trends going on, but as one trend comes in, it's already gone. It will be here for a month and it's gone because there's a new trend coming in. And people want to be so caught up by these trends that they're just losing track. And they're feeling this amount of pressure to just change. I need to change. I need to fit into this one because this one is really popular right now. And since everybody likes it, I want to be a part of it. I want to be approved of this. I want people to see me. But oh no, I'm stuck on this other trend. And oh, it's already outdated? Well, I already used all my time and money on this sort of trend, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money to go on this one. And I can't wait till the other trend because I don't know how long it's going to be. It's just a cycle of changing and it's exhausting. So I can only imagine how adolescents would feel when it comes to changes, especially when it comes so fast. Like it's gone before it even gets here. As for my last limitation, I want to talk about AI or artificial intelligence. In 2026, there are a lot, a lot of AI usage. And people make images, people make prompts, and it's hard because you could easily just upload a photo and go, oh, make me look better, make me look pretty, make me look jacked, make me the ideal version of myself. And they will give you something that does not look like you. And so you begin to feel like that is what I'm supposed to look like. Why don't I look like that? What can I do to change myself in order to look like that? Or they would just think completely different. They would think, I will never look like that. That version of me, I could never succeed. And so I feel like AI just increases the unrealistic beauty standards that's impossible to reach. So for further research, I believe that everybody, not just adolescents, should know visual literacy. Like they should know how to identify edited, filtered, or curated social media posts. Um, I believe they should hone regulation skills, emotional regulation skills, like they could help manage themselves with negative emotions. Like, oh, I'm feeling anxiety over this. I need to learn how to breathe, calm myself down. This isn't real. I am. Moving on. I believe they should know platform research. Yes, there's social media everywhere, but not all social media is the same. Um, Social media has different algorithms and they endorse different sorts of behaviors. And if you really dive into it, the more insecure you are, the more similar your platforms tend to be. And I feel like it would just eat you up as a whole. Um, and so that's when you create healthier online habits. That being, if you see AI, block it. If you see any negative posts, block it. You should set a timer for yourself for your screen time. You should, instead of going online to look at other people, compare yourself to them, you can always just go outside, go for walks, and that way you'll see actual people instead of just being stuck on your phone, looking at people do whatever they do online. But at the end of the day, you're a person. You're a person with emotions and feelings, which are completely valid. And if you do struggle with mental health concerns, I advise you to reach for help because I know I've been. And I wanted to do this because I was one of those. Well, I feel like I am, but I am working on it when it involves the social comparison. So I feel like this topic has been a really big deal on me. Big deal for me. So, in conclusion, social media is not entirely harmful because social media is just a platform. It's just how you use it. Unhealthy comparison creates negative outcomes, and it is important to support healthy social media habits. So, here are my references, and thank you. If I could stop recording.